I think the most satisfying creative I ever did was for a pawn shop. And it's, you know, yeah, I've worked with Samsung and Mary Kay and some other big clients. It's like, but this little pawn shop was a really fun challenge. It's a pawn shop, and they're, you know, the idea of saying we want a commercial, we want a series of commercials for a pawn shop. You know, most of the time that's come on down to, you know, we've got 15% off, and they didn't want to do that, but they didn't know what they wanted to do. So I started asking, and I said, well, what is, you know, a pawn shop has a negative connotation to it. It's people that want to get rid of things that they don't want, and then they want to try to get them back if they can, but it's usually got a negative connotation to it, you know. So I figured, how can we put a positive connotation on this? And I was like, well, tell me about the pawn shop. They said, well, it's been in the community for 40 years. And I was like, community? So what if we actually take this pawn shop and say, well, how else could people use it to the benefit, like in the community? It's like someone's losing their house, or someone really needs something done, and the community comes together and they all go to the pawn shop and sell a bunch of stuff that they don't want or need anymore to help someone else. Suddenly the pawn shop becomes a positive element for the community, and it wound up working really well. And this is, you know, another one with this guy that wants to get his daughter a guitar for her birthday, but he doesn't have the money for it. But he does have an old keyboard that he doesn't play anymore, and so he actually takes that to the pawn shop, trades it in, gets the guitar for her, and then you see the next person come to the window and see the keyboard in the window, so it's music, pass it on. It's because they do a lot of musical instruments. So the idea is to create a positive influence for a pawn shop, and it really worked out well, and I was very, very, very pleased with how those particular spots turned out.